That shot is going to haunt Utah for the rest of their life. As the Utah Jazz once again are the bridesmaids, never the brides. Mm-mm-mm. Once again, they're reminded of this final shot by Michael Jordan. I wouldn't say it was a legendary game. It wasn't one of Michael Jordan's best games. It's one of his best endings. But watching the full game again, I'm able to see the flaws, the cracks in the defense. I'm able to see it all. And I'm able to see how the NBA and the ESPN are going to milk Michael Jordan all through the pandemic, through it all. They are determined that this man's legacy, they're showing you, is greater than LeBron. There's been no LeBron special, nothing. That no matter Jordan missed what, he was one of his last 9 or one last 6, he was tired. None of that matters. Mike hit the shot, win it, count it. In history, that's all people are going to remember. They're not going to remember nothing else. But let's go into some things that the documentary or whatever this movie didn't do. This was just a cheap way of replaying the game, trying to sell it as if it was something new because we heard some audio for the first time in the huddles and the timeouts. It was just a way to keep people talking about the Chicago Bulls some more. Oh, we talked about Jordan for a month straight. 1 month straight. But let's talk about some of the things that were forgotten in this game. The Utah Jazz. Jeff Hornacek is a great basketball player, but he played too long. The Utah Jazz learned nothing from the previous year. They had a much better team They had guys like Morris contributing, Shannon Anderson, Howard Isley, and they learned nothing. The guy who was giving them their presence and brought them back in the game early on his inside moves, Antoine Carr, was having a big game. In the third and fourth quarter, they went away from Carr and went into their usual Stockton Malone set. That's very predictable. And they forgot to feed Carr. They couldn't adjust to the situation. They didn't adapt because they're not a team. They're structured on X's and O's. They don't adapt to situations. Scottie Pippen is damn near limping up and down the court. And you don't try to bust him up and attack him to the basket. You make Scottie Pippen work. I would have attacked Scottie Pippen every single play. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Matter of fact, let me say. All right, there we go. Elbow Pippen the spine. No, bang him. If he gonna be on the court, make him have to work. Make Scottie have to come out that game. Big Antoine Carr gets switched on Scottie. Do a pick and roll on Scottie Pippen. Have Scottie guarding Carr. Get that ball to Carr. Let Carr bang him down there. But the Utah Jazz didn't adapt because in the fourth quarter, they normally don't go to Carr. Carr is there for defensive purposes and scrap ball. They normally go Stockton, Hornacek, and Malone. Those are the three scorers in the clutch. Dude, you are really, you must be from Arkansas or something. Scottie Pippen top 5, dead or alive. Yeah, that list is dead, son. Your top 5 list is dead. Because I'm quite sure Jordan got to be in your top 5. So if you talking about Jordan and Pippen in the top 5, whew. Top 5s and the biggest chokes in history. Whenever it's a pressure game, he get injured. Yeah, I love to have a player like Scottie playing on the other team. I mean, this the big game, Scottie. You ready? Oh, it's my toe. I think I jammed it. Yeah, I think I jammed it. I put my shoe on too fast. Jam my toe. I'm gonna give it a go, but if I suck today, it's because I jammed my toe. And I don't want to cost nobody to lose, but I'm gonna try to give it a go. Come on, Scottie. You was just fine 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I just put my shoe on. The damnedest thing just happened. That's why you can't trust Scottie in certain situations. Why would we be jealous of Scottie Pippen? That's like saying Michael Jordan jealous of Scottie Pippen. Of course, they're the same person. But I've been telling you that for years. This documentary just showed it to you. Now, let's get back to this at all. They robbed the Utah Jazz out of this game. No one's talking about that. As you're looking at Jordan take the last shot in his career as a Chicago Bull, and it was to win an NBA championship. But no one's talking about the Jazz got robbed. Howard Isley hit that three. It should have counted. They took the three-pointer away, and they gave a two-pointer to Ron Harper that was after the buzzer, after the 24-second clock. Clearly, those were not mistakes. Those were things that they can correct in the NBA final. They can go back and check and correct it in the NBA finals. So it wasn't like they couldn't review it. In the NBA finals, you can. And they didn't change it. So you knew what was going on. They didn't want this to go 7 games. The Utah Jazz was the better team? Yes, they were. In 98, the Utah Jazz team was better. They had better personnel on their team than the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls was like banged up and done and worn into the ground. Scottie's done. You got Byron Russell, who can get his own shot, athletic, could score. You got Morris, who can score in the paint, bang you out, long body. You got Carr. This is one of the Bulls' weaknesses. The Jazz got players that can exploit the Chicago Bulls' weaknesses. Their defense, Tony Kukoc is a good offensive player, great passer. Defensively, he can't guard no Antoine Carr. Why wouldn't you be busting up Tony Kukoc? That's who you need to be busting up. And that's what they were doing. Morris was taking him off the dribble. You had Howard Isley, Hornacek. Hornacek was the problem in this series. Greg Ostertag, who I used to call Greg Osterfag, he was the problem. He gave you him, and Foster was a waste of space. And Utah played him. Why? Because he's white. And that was the problem. Instead of playing Antoine Carr in there and getting some production, he was giving you production every time he was on the court. Instead of playing him and starting Carr to mix it up, to give the Bulls something they got to worry about on the inside, because when he was in the game, that's when the game changed. This was the story of the series. The Utah Jazz lost both series because they're stupid. They follow a systematic pattern that they couldn't break out of. John Stockton's not a closer. Only time he closed the game was in Houston when he hit that three. Hornacek is a great player, but in this series, he's outmatched. He can't guard anyone on the court. He can't guard Jordan, so they end up switching him on Ron Harper, or he's on Scottie Pippen. Another mismatch. Of course, they're a better team than the Bulls. They have more greater players than the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls got Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Ron Harper, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, Luke Longley, Bill Winnington, Dickie Simpkins, Randy Brown, and a couple other bums that I probably haven't named. Scott Burrell. No, was Burrell there? Yeah, Burrell was there that last year. Scott Burrell, Joe Klein. If you match the player for player, the Jazz team was deeper. Sally wasn't there in 98. Sally was there in 96 when they won 72 games. And after that, John was gone. He wasn't the greatest Euro player. He was the greatest Euro player at the time he was playing in the league. But he clearly wasn't the best Euro player. When they played in 1992 on the Croatian team, he wasn't the best player on his team. There you go. Drazen Petrovic. He was the Croatian sensation. And he was the one that was standing up to Jordan when Tony was backing down. Ostertag was terrible. I think they tried to trade him. And they tried to trade him during the season to pick up Ronnie Cycli from Miami, and then the trade got blocked or something because they knew they had a problem with the bigs in there. But for some reason, that trade didn't go through. I'm going to look and investigate that more to find out what actually happened. See, the key things that you forget about that's said in the game. See, they said that so nonchalantly that the NBA rejected a trade. It was vetoed. I don't know if the team turned it down or the league turned it down. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Well, the person on the court you don't leave open is Kerr. Scottie Pippen's going to be the guy that's going to have to beat you. You got to get the feel of the game. You got to get the ball out of Jordan's hands. Jordan's is only going to give the ball to somebody he trusts. You want Ron Harper or Scottie Pippen to have the ball in this situation. So if you're doubling, you could double off Ron. You don't leave Steve Kerr wide open. He's a shooter. He's not going to drive to the basket and pull up a shot. That's not his game. He's a catch and shoot guy. And if you leave Steve Kerr open, he can get hot and he can hit a couple of threes. Jud Bushler the same way. They don't have a lot of white guys that can put the ball on the floor and dribble and go hard to the basket. Utah do. I mean, I don't know how they game plan and strategize for a game, but it's obvious they don't study their opponents and they don't study the tendencies. The game was lost the same way Phoenix lost against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. The same way. With 40 some seconds to go, right? 40 some odd seconds. Michael Jordan cut the lead to 1. It's like, what were you thinking? How do you let Michael Jordan get that open? $41.9 seconds. Stockton hits a 3 with 41.9 seconds. The Jazz are up 3. You don't supposed to lose this game. You're not supposed to lose that game. Not game 6 in the NBA Finals. Well, Bob Costas was Bob Costas. He knew Bob is always theater. You know, you're always going to get the best out of Bob. Now, you're coming out of the timeout. Okay? Coming out of a timeout. Scottie Pippen is not going to get his ball to Kerr. You know that. But John, stay with him. Michael's going to get the ball. You have to be okay with that. Michael gets the ball. Russell, guarding him like an idiot, already has given up the position to Michael Jordan, who's driving. Michael Jordan's goal right here is to get fouled. His shot hasn't been falling. Michael Jordan wants to... Right, everybody know Michael's getting the ball. That's fine. A double team should have been sent at Michael Jordan to get the ball out of his hands near the three-point line. See, it's 41.5 seconds. Jordan has the ball. This is the same stupidity that has cost the Utah Jazz the NBA Finals, and it cost the Phoenix Suns the NBA Finals. Letting Michael Jordan in Phoenix, Jordan went the length of the court, laid the ball up off the glass, and got a layup when they were up 3 with a doggone ridiculous. They were up 4. That was just a ridiculous layup, uncontested, up down the court. Guys forgot to pick up Michael Jordan. How could you do that? Right here, they let Michael Jordan drive the lane and get a layup in 4 seconds. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. This is a team that doesn't know how to win. And in pressure situations, you do the dumbest thing ever because they're used to following a system. Now they have the lead with 37 seconds to go. Basically, what Utah was trying to do is run their basic plays, their home run plays, Stockton to Malone in the paint, which they've done 1,000 times before. The Bulls have basically, they're just playing for a 2-for-1. Jordan used an old technique that Dwayne Wade uses. They know what the Jazz is finna run here. They know it. The Jazz run this same play 1,000 times in a season. 24 seconds on the clock. Hornacek sets like a fake pick, knowing that he's finna fall all the way through, and Jordan's supposed to follow Hornacek. Now, if Stockton was looking for Jeff Hornacek, Hornacek would have an open shot here. If he was a true point guard, but nope. He's not the best player on his team. Karl Malone is. Karl wants this ball. I would never bet on the Jazz. Now, Michael Jordan's going to use a technique that Dwayne Wade uses all the time. It's called getting skinny on the baseline. See, when someone gets skinny on the baseline, that's what this is. Dwayne Wade uses this tactic all the time. And this is how he used to get offensive rebounds and putbacks. The person with the ball, who he's behind or who's getting the ball, Wade would always sneak on the baseline and creep up. This is how Dwayne Wade would get all of his assists. I mean, all of the offensive baskets he would get on the offensive glass. He knows how to hide. Jordan is hiding right now behind Karl Malone. Stockton don't even see that Michael Jordan hasn't cleared. Cleared means he's followed Hornacek all the way across. If Stockton was looking for Hornacek right now, everything would be gold. But he isn't. Nope. He's running the basic play that they normally go, Stockton to Malone. And oh, what do you know? Michael Jordan didn't clear. Here comes Mike. Swipe. That's what you get, Karl, for having a baby with a 13-year-old girl. Let's go. Let's go. I guess y'all ain't been on the Patreon today. I thought you guys was on the Patreon. You ain't know about Karl Malone? Where y'all been? We got Karl Malone's son on there trying to defend his daddy. Yeah, Cheryl Ford is his daddy. It's her daddy. And he ain't got nothing to do with her, really. Karl Malone was 20. She was 13. Y'all must have been in a daze or something. Where have y'all been? Y'all ain't saw the surviving Karl Malone stuff? Oh man, y'all. Yeah, and that's why his son came out. Y'all need to go on the Patreon after this. Y'all need to head straight to the Patreon. The Casino for Life Patreon. And I'm not saying he did this like yesterday. I mean, Carl was 20, but still. And they was like, y'all don't know how it is back in Louisiana. I'm like, that happened all the time. I'm like, wow. Well, anyway, Michael Jordan had the ball, 10 seconds left. You let Byron Russell guard Michael Jordan again. Jordan was not going to leave this to chance by the refs. He knew he wants to get to his pattern free throw line area where he could pull up for the shot. He's got an open path shot because y'all did not come double Michael Jordan and get the ball out of his hands. That's all you had to do is double him. If anybody beat us in a Chicago Bulls uniform, it's going to be Ron Harper or Scottie Pippen because we going to get the ball out of his hands. He ain't finna shoot this ball. Push off or no push off. Byron Russell was an idiot. He guarded him twice like a complete moron. Michael Jordan told you he put all his weight on the front of his toes. So if you give him a head fake or anywhere else, he's going to be all over the place. He had guarded Mike well earlier, but now he's an idiot. On this play, he gives up the right driving lane. You want Michael to drive left. Driving right is what calls him. That's where he wants to go. You're giving him that. I'm sitting here watching him and I'm like, this dude is a complete moron when it comes to guarding him. He didn't even need to push off. Really wasn't. Michael Jordan was right. This idiot's momentum was going in that direction because he wanted to cut Michael off from driving to the basket. So Michael just moved his hand, like guided him all the way there. Like, come on, you're going. He's already going that way because he's an idiot. So I have no sympathy for Byron Russell because he made two of the dumbest defensive decisions in history. As a team playing defense, the Utah Jazz are idiots. There is no way in society I'm going to sit there and let this happen to me. Michael Jordan ain't finna beat me by a shot this damn open in an NBA Finals Game 6. You deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. Your best player on the court is over here. You deserve to lose. You deserve all of it. You deserve to have this shown every year, and they're going to keep showing this is your legacy. Utah Jazz, this is your legacy. You are the stepping stone bridesmaids, never to be the bride. 27 dresses, that's you. That is it. This is your legacy. This is the end of the Utah Jazz. Just like Patrick Ewing and the Knicks, this was your legacy. To lose to Michael Jordan. Don't be sad. There were others. Don't forget, you guys could donate to the page by hitting the Cash App up. We might do another late night StreamYard. I'm deciding, should we do it or not? We might do it. But definitely check out the Patreon if you haven't seen it today. We tell you the truth, what happened with Mike Tyson and Desiree. And you don't want to miss that. And you don't want to miss Karl Malone. Plus, if you into what's going on in the world about banking, about Federal Reserve banking information, we got that on there. So we got a lot of educational stuff coming too. Plus, we got some more stuff coming. You know, we want to know some Israelite history. That's coming also. You get to learn some education they ain't going to teach you in school. I'm out.